Late at night, Yang Kai returned to his residence with a depressed expression on his face. Today's trip was not very smooth. Although he visited a lot of shops, those shops either cherished their own broomsticks and regarded the pill recipe as treasures, and easily refused to show them to outsiders, or offered sky-high prices, which made Yang Kai helpless, and those remote shops want to sell some low-level pill recipe. Basically useless. They will never sell the really useful and best-selling pill recipe. Of course Yang Kai will not be taken advantage of. He can also understand the practices of those shops. The pill recipe in each shop are improved and refined by many alchemy expert. It is their own business secret, how can they easily show it to outsiders? So he had to carefully consider Kong Saren's proposal. For the next 2 days, everything was fine. On the third day, Yang Kai came to Spirit Pill Workshop again. Kong Saren seemed to have ordered it a long time ago. After seeing Yang Kai, the shopkeeper greeted Yang Kai with a smile, and said with a smile, "My lord, you are here, please come inside." The shopkeeper has been waiting for a long time. Yang Kai nodded slightly, motioning for him to lead the way. Still in the same room as last time, Kong Saren saw that Yang Kai was as punctual and trustworthy as he agreed before. His old face smiled and greeted Yang Kai enthusiastically to take a seat, and after pouring Yang Kai tea, take out a piece of paper from the space ring and hand it to Yang Kai, saying, "This is the list of pill recipes that young Master Yang needs before. You can see if you are satisfied." Yang Kai thanked him and browsed through the pill recipe list. Just sweeping his eyes, Yang Kai couldn't help but brighten up. Because this list actually contained 40 or 50 kinds of pill recipe, he carefully looked at them one by one, and the first one in the list was surprisingly the source congealing pill he need. And then, although most of the pill recipe have already been mastered, the pill recipe is not static, according to the geographical environment. The production of materials is different in different regions. A kind of pill recipe can be derived from many different versions, and the effects of the refined pill are somewhat different. Therefore, even if the pill recipe is something he have mastered, he can learn some experience from the pill recipe of this Spirit Pill Workshop, and make improvements. It is not worthless. Of the 40 or 50 kinds of pill recipe, only about a dozen are not available to him. But this result has made Yang Kai extremely satisfied. He nodded and put down the paper. Kong Saren has a pair of fiery eyes, always observing his expression. He didn't know that Yang Kai is already impressed, and immediately asked, "Young Master Yang, are you satisfied with the list provided by the old man?" Yang Kai smiled slightly. Treasurer/shopkeeper Kong has the heart, these pills are hard to come by, right? Kong Saren smiled and said, "Young Master Yang have a good eyes. Only a small part of these pill recipes are owned by our shop, and the others are from some old friends. They are not business secrets, so young Master Yang does not need to care. There are so many kinds of spirit pill operated by Spirit Pill Workshop. Does this mean that if I am pill refining here, I need to refine all these spirit pill? No, no, no." Kong Saren waved his hand quickly, "Our pill workshop main business pill. It is the top 15 spirit pill in this list. We don't sell the others, mainly because there are not many martial artists in demand. There is not much profit. The source congealing pill is the top priority of our pill workshop." The old man is not bragging, but the effect of the source congealing pill from our pill workshop is at least 10% better than that of the source congealing pill on the market, and sought after by the martial artist in Maplewood City. Why is this? Yang Kai was extremely surprised. In fact, he had also noticed before that many martial artists who came to Spirit Pill Workshop to buy Spirit Pill need the source congealing pill, and these martial artists is undoubtedly the Void King realm. Hearing this, Kong Saren smiled proudly, touching his beard, and said, "Because our source congealing pill's pill recipe, the headquarter Huang Fu Great Master personally made improvements." After speaking, Kong Saren seemed to realize that Yang Kai was a little ignorant, and quickly added, "Huang Fu Great Master is an emperor-grade alchemy expert, and he has a high reputation in the entire star boundary." Yang Kai was shocked when he heard this. Only then can he understand why the source congealing pill of Spirit Pill Workshop is so popular. It turned out to be a spirit pill that was improved by an emperor-grade alchemy expert himself. As a result, the effect is a little better than that of other people's source congealing pill. But this is good news for Yang Kai. Because what he needs most now is the source congealing pill. Taking the pill recipe improved by the emperor-grade alchemy expert to refine the spirit pill will naturally help him tremendously. Perhaps, he can also get a glimpse of mystery from that pill recipe. Hehe, young Master Yang, the old man are open and honest. I don't know if young Master Yang. Kongsuren looked at Yang Kai with a smile. At this moment, he was not as anxious as before, because he had already seen from Yang Kai's expression and tone. Yang Kai will temporarily join Spirit Pill Workshop. Sure enough, Yang Kai heard the words and nodded. It is an honor for Yang to be able to make pill refining for Spirit Pill Workshop. Shopkeeper Kong, please take care of Yang in the next 2 months. It's easy to talk. Kongsuren laughed, and the haze that had covered his face for the past few days was finally wiped out, and he was in a good mood. The current situation of Spirit Pill Workshop can be said to be stretched, because the source congealing pill has opened up a good market, so Spirit Pill Workshop has been a steady stream of customers. There were 3 Void King grade alchemy expert in the past, and the refined spirit pill barely kept up. But when 2 of them were poached by the pill pavilion of the 7 Bright Chamber of Commerce, the last remaining person worked overtime, desperately refining, and still couldn't make ends meet. Nowadays, the supply of source congealing pill of Spirit Pill Workshop is completely in short supply, and many old customers who come to buy spirit pill have complained constantly. Doing business is a long and slender stream. Once there is a shortage of goods, it is very likely that many customers will be lost. This is a fatal blow to Spirit Pill Workshop. Now it's finally all right. With Yang Kai's joining, although it won't return to normal in a short time, he can finally take a sigh of relief. The rest is just going through these 2 months and waiting for the 2 alchemy expert transferred from the headquarters. Everything will be fine. Young Master Yang, the old man is a businessman, so I talk a lot. If there is any offense, please forgive me, young Master Yang. After the overjoy, Kongsuren suddenly became solemn again. Shopkeeper Kong has something to say. Well, young Master Yang can observe and refer to these pill recipes. You can even copy them, but they must not be disclosed to others, especially the source congealing pill. The old man needs Yang Kai to sign a contract with me with the branding of his soul. I wonder if young Master Yang can agree. This is natural. Yang Kai nodded quickly. That's great. Then please ask young Master Yang to see if this contract needs to be changed. Kongsuren had already prepared, and directly took out the prepared contract from the space ring. This contract didn't know what material it was made of. Yang Kai would not recognize it at all for a while, but there was a hint of energy fluctuation in the contract. Yang Kai took it in his hand and looked at it. The contract specified in detail the responsibilities and obligations that both parties should perform, especially focusing on the issues of the pill recipe, and would never allow Yang Kai to reveal the secrets of the pill recipe. After a while, Yang Kai nodded and said, "No problem." Kongsuren said, "Then please ask young Master Yang to follow this old man to burn the Divine Soul brand on this contract." That's it. While speaking, he took the lead in bursting out the power of divine consciousness and branding the contract. Although Yang Kai had never done this before, he would have learned it soon after Kongsuren demonstrated it first. After the 2 people's divine soul were branded into the contract suddenly became flameless. As the contract burned, a trace of inexplicable power split into 2 levels and poured into the consciousness sea of Yang Kai and Kongsuren respectively. In the dark, Yang Kai felt that there was an extra layer of inexplicable restriction in his own consciousness. The restriction usually has no effect on him, but if he is going to reveal something that should not be disclosed, it is bound to be backlashed by the restriction. This thing is a bit magical. Yang Kai thought to himself that he didn't know which strong man with hands and eyes develop it, and it would undoubtedly be of great help to those who do business. Kongsuren knew that Yang Kai didn't have much knowledge, so he took the initiative to explain. This kind of divine soul contract came from the Ghost Palace and was researched by the Ghost Great Emperor. The Ghost Great Emperor is one of the 10 Great Emperor. He researched it. This kind of soul contract can guarantee the integrity of both parties to the contract. If young Master Yang travels in the future and has to cooperate with strangers as a last resort, he can sign this kind of divine soul contract, but the value of this thing is not low. A contract at the very least needs 150,000 lower grade source crystals, and there is no market for it. It is extremely difficult to obtain. It's so expensive. Yang Kai couldn't help being impressed. He only earned 30,000 lower grade source crystals after helping people doing pill refining in the Blue Feather sect for 1 month, and he may not be able to buy it. Hehe, this divine soul contract was also obtained inadvertently from an early adventure of the old man. Kongsuren had a painful expression on his face. Although he was reluctant to use his own divine soul contract in this way, in order to keep the spirit pill workshop going, Kongsuren had no choice. Pill Master Yang, please take care of me in the next 2 months. Kongsuren suppressed his painful expression and smiled at Yang Kai with a clasped fist kindly. You too. Yang Kai replied. Well, since the agreement of the divine soul contract has been signed, let's talk about the issue of compensation. Kongsuren said, and sat down. The divine soul contract just now only guarantees that Yang Kai will not reveal the pill recipe, and the reward is not written on it. This requires Kongsuren and Yang Kai to discuss in detail. At this moment, there was a knock on the door. Kongsuren frowned and said coldly, "What's the matter?" He clearly said that he need to discuss important matters with Yang Kai today, and no one should disturb him, but he didn't expect to have people ignore this order, which made him very annoyed. Shopkeeper, this is bad. Pill Master Fan is about to leave our pill workshop. A panicked voice came from the Xiao shopkeeper. What? Kongsuren stood up suddenly, his face was blue and stunned, obviously unexpected. Treasurer/shopkeeper, please go and have a look, Pill Master Fan said he is quitting. It's really unreasonable. Kongsuren was so angry that he hurried out when he heard the words, and when he reached the door, he suddenly remembered Yang Kai and said, would Pill Master Yang come with me? Can I? Naturally, you are not an outsider now. To be continued.